Hey guys, Ray from LCI RV. Today I'm back with some updates of the LCI products I've reviewed. If you follow me for any length of time, you know over the summer I became an LCI ambassador, as they call it, and they sent me out some products to do some install videos and kind of give them some feedback and review on it. So now that I've had a chance to use most of the products for several months, I'm back to let you know how they went for me. Also, there's some other products I installed back about 5 years ago, and I'll update you on those as well. So let's start with these stairs. This is the solid step stair arrangement. And unlike the stairs that fold out, these ones flip back and they hide inside the door when you travel. The big benefit of these is they come down and they attach to the ground, and they're very solid. Of course, the name is solid step. You can jump up and down on them, and they're just like a regular set of stairs in your house. I really like the top landing here, having that extra wide stair on the landing. What problems do they have? Well, the clearance on the door is very tight when they close, like you can see now. And when we arrive at a campsite, unless we're very close to level, I can't really close the door with the stairs out. There's just not enough clearance there. So what I have to do is we took a few trips to different campsites once I had the stairs installed, and what I had to do is open them up and get Ann inside, and she can take care of the inside stuff as we set up, and then I fold them back in, and then I have to get the trailer all leveled before I can open them again. And then the door can close. So that could be a pain, especially if you say you're in a really buggy area and you want your screen closed while you set up or whatever. So that's one of the big downfalls of these stairs is you have to be fairly level to deal with the door clearance. Also, when you open them, you take a fair amount of arc to open, so if you're tight to some location, would be a problem. But overall, I think they're worth it. The benefits for me outweigh the cons of them. Also, when I installed the stairs, I got rid of my old stairs that were underneath, and I installed the storage box. And I have one update on that. Let me just flip the stairs back in here. I also installed that gas strut that allows for basically very easy putting the stairs in and out. So there's the storage box, and when I installed it, I mentioned that I might put some bolts, extra bolts in there, and you can see right there, put this bolt on this side and another bolt on the other side in there. And what I did is I bolted it into the existing hanger, and that really firmed them up. Now that's in there really solid. Before, it's kind of clamped onto the main beam, and there was a little play back and forth, but by bolting it to the old hanger, it really firmed up that storage box. So that's one update I did to that. And also I kind of checked into this lock because it uses a very common key, and I kind of took it apart, and there is a small cylinder in there that you could probably, I kind of looked around, I haven't been able to find any cylinders quite like it, but if I do come across one, I'll let you know. Otherwise, it takes a very common key. I think it's a CH751, which a lot of RVs have. But overall, I'm happy with that box. Oh, and one other problem with these steps, if you're in a really dirty environment, you can get a lot of mud and debris, or they're going to be wet when you fold them in. I've got this LCI mat that has channels on each side, so I just put that in there when I fold them back in, and then any water or debris will fall onto the mat and not onto my RV floor. And then when I get back home or whatever, I can pull the mat out. Solves that problem. Okay, next I have a few inside items to look at. First up is this, it's called the Flow. It's a drain down system. Basically in that green box there's a compressor, and it's plumbed into right near my water pump, and it aids in quick winterization through compressed air. Now I really haven't had a huge amount of opportunity to use it because we're we're full time here. Maybe in this winter I'll have to do a quick winterization for some reason if we have to leave the trailer. But I did a demo on it and it seemed to work okay. One update I have is I mounted it against the wall and I just used mounting tape versus screwing it into the wall, and that's worked fine, so no problems there. It stayed in place. I've been on a few trips and it stayed in place fine, so that's the update I have for it. Next up is the Flomax faucet, and I really liked it. The only problem I had with it in one of the, I already did an update on it, a minor update, is this lever would come out, it would unscrew. So some people in the comments said maybe try some Loctite on it, and blue Loctite, and that's worked fine. It's kept the lever in place. But overall I really like it. I really like this spray. It's good for washing out the sink and also rinsing off dishes with stuck on food and stuff. Does a pretty good job. But overall it's worked well, no problems with the faucet. Oh, another tip is when you travel, a guy told me that he sticks an elastic band. So when we travel, it's in our checklist to put an elastic band on this. Because he says sometimes when he travels, this thing's actually worked loose. And if you have your water pump on, you forget to turn your water pump on, well, you could end up flooding your trailer if you had the drain in. So he gave me that tip of putting an elastic band around there, so that's what we do, just wrap it around there when we travel. And the third inside item is the Thomas Payne mattress, which I really like. Big improvement. We had the OEM mattress with some toppers on it. So this mattress so far, it's had really good support on it, and it's actually a much warmer sleeping now that the temperatures are getting colder. I notice when we go to bed our sheets aren't cold like they would be with the old kind of spring mattress. One thing though, I didn't mind the firmness, but Anne found that it was a little too firm, and she would get kind of sore pressure points. So it only had a 1 inch of memory foam on the top, and then it was like 9 inches of dense foam. So what I did is I bought another 1 inch memory foam topper to put on top of that. And I was able to fit it inside this is a zippered case that goes around it, this fabric case. So I was able to work it inside so it stays inside. So basically it gave us 2 inches of memory foam on the top, and that made quite a bit of difference. So that's the update on that. If you don't like a really firm mattress, you might have to do something like that. You see a lot of them, they come with 2 inches of memory foam on top, but this one only came with a 1 inch memory foam. Next we have the Solera awning. I replaced the fabric material on the awning and also the Solera screen room. So right now it's winter time. I usually just set up this one panel. That's all I really need. Kind of gives me some privacy and a little area in here where we can sit if it's really nasty rain out or whatever. But overall the materials held up really well. I was kind of worried about the zippers. They didn't seem very strong at all, but so far haven't had any failures. We'll see over the winter when we get into more cold weather how they hold up. One thing that's failed is the bag that they give you. You see it's pretty heavy material in there, so this bag didn't really hold up very well. Kind of freebie, I guess. But the actual awning material I'm quite happy with. I did a review update on that earlier, so I'll link to that. But so far we used it all summer and no problems there. Let me show you the top of the awning here. There's the Solera awning I installed. And one thing that's happened, which I thought might happen, is they don't hem the edge here. And you can see there is a bit of hangy little threads on it. Now I don't know if it's going to get much worse, but I do notice that the threads are starting to come out on the edge, so I'll just have to watch that and see what goes on. But other than that, it's been fine. Next is the portable power washer, and it's one item I haven't really had a chance to use much. We've just been at the same spot here, and we have lots of water pressure here, but I just wanted to show you how compact it is. This is my toolbox I carry in the truck. You can see the little power washer fits right in there. So it's easy to carry around in the RV. Next is the JT Strong Arm stabilizers, and this has been one of my favorite upgrades. It's made it inside the trailer a lot less movement, and especially on windy days. You get big storms here, you get lots of gusts of wind, really would kind of make the trailer rock and roll, and this has really firmed it up, so it's a lot less movement in the wind as well. So no really complaints other than the tightening handles here. I'm always a little concerned that I may lose them on the road. They seem to tighten up pretty good, but you know, there could be a time that you have to loosen them to raise the jacks and then tighten them. But if you forget, you could have loose handles there, and they are a solid piece of steel. I'd hate for one to come off and start bouncing around on the road. So I think once I get traveling a lot again, I'll probably figure out some kind of lanyard arrangement, but I think they should come up with some way to, as a safety security thing, just so if they do come loose, they don't fall on the ground and bounce along the road and cause problems for people behind you. There is another set on the back stabilizers. I'll just give you a quick look at those. So now I'll go through a few items I've had quite a while, going back to late 2015. I think it was January 2016 I installed this Trail Air pin box. You can see it has the rubber bladder here, airbag, and the shock. Both are still in good shapes, both still working well. I really like how the trailer tows with it. Meshes well with my new Mopar hitch that came with my new truck, so no problems there. Another item was the elephant feet down here. I was skeptical at first if they're going to last. They're made of plastic, but it must be a super strong plastic because I haven't babied them, and they're going on a good 5 years now. I've gone boondocking with them. Sometimes I just lay them flat on the stones, no problem at all. And what do we got? Oh, the Wastemaster hose, also going back to 2015. It's still in good shape, no leaks. Starting to get a little bit discolored, the plastic. Starting to get a little dull, but everything's working well. The valve still seals well. Very happy with that, and very happy with the mod I made with the storage box. Also going back to summer 2015, I installed the 360 siphons, and they've worked really well. Usually I never use any tank chemicals anymore unless we're out boondocking and we're really starting to try to conserve water and I get really concentrated black tank waste. Then I'll put a bit of Happy Campers in, but overall I find these are enough to keep the odors at bay. They've kind of yellowed a bit. They were pure white before. When I installed them, they were more the color of this booster here, but they've yellowed, but the plastic seems to still be okay. It's not brittle or anything. While I'm up on the roof, I'll give you a little 360 of the beautiful spot where camps for the winter. Of course, not going south this year because the border's closed, so we're staying here on the Tyee, Spit and Campbell River, Thunderbird RV Park. So today, we're into November pretty good. Had a lot of rain in the last few days, but now we got a sunny day. Birds are singing. Everybody's out for a walk. Take advantage of this nice weather today. And here's the estuary you see in a lot of my videos that we back onto. Give you a little sneak peek at my next project here. I'm installing some more LCI products. I'm going to take off this old Trail Air equalizer. You can see there, it's about due. The camper is pretty close to 10 years old now, and I've already replaced this once, and then all the shackles and the bushings and the bolts, they were done by the dealer. I'm getting around 4 years or 5 years ago, so they're ready to be done again. So I'm going to take off all that old suspension parts. And I have some new ones from LCI here. We have, well, first they sent this never fail suspension kit, but they've decided rather than put that one in, they're going to put in a more heavy duty one. Parts are on the way. Got some of them already. You can see they're going to be greaseable wet bolts, and also you have a look at those shackles. They're much thicker than what's in there. What's in there is kind of plastic bushings, so this will be much better. I'll have bronze bushings, and then I'm going to replace the trailer with the road armor, which looks a little more heavy duty here. Quick look at that. There's bronze bushings in it, so that should be a significant upgrade to the old Cougar suspension. So stay tuned for that. Anyway, that's my video for today. A little bit of an update on all those products I installed in the summer. Let you know how they're doing more long term. If you want to go back to the older videos, if you missed them, I'll put all the links in the description and on the blog post. Till next time, Ray from loveyourrv.com. Thanks for watching again. Cheers, everyone. Lots of ducks now. Showing up for the fall and winter season, I guess. Yesterday, a trumpeter swan showed up. Interesting to see all the different animals changing as the seasons change here.